Your number one station for Talk 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. Good afternoon to you and welcome. The 22nd day in the month of July 2025. And before you know it, we're going to be out of the month of July and into the month of August. And then, yay, August break, summer holidays, you name it. How's your mind? How's your body? And how is your soul? My name is Denise Dennis Waller, and yes, it is the sunny side of life where we have ethical, philosophical, and thought-provoking discussions. And today will not be any different. Now, do me a favor, head onto our social media handles. I'm talking X, I'm talking Instagram, I'm talking Facebook, and join the conversation. And what is that conversation? Movies! Film! What else do we call it? Do you have a movie? Do you have a film? Yeah. Movies! Are they now purely entertainment? Do they still teach morals? Are there still morals to be learned from movies? Or it's now purely entertainment? Do you think the current set of movie producers consider how much impact their movies have on the younger generations beyond profiting financially from those movie productions? I want to read from you today. Yeah, I'll take calls. But then I want to read your messages on social media, that is. And before we dive right into the conversation, let me remind you that two people will win 25,000 naira each on the sunny side today. And how is that going to be possible? I'll tell you, because I'm a good person. Now, you bring out your mobile devices, connect them to the internet, visit the website. One, that's the number one, as in 1, 2, 3, 1, then play.ng. One, don't spell the one, just the one. 1, then play.ng. Select Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Buy your ticket with just 500 naira and then wait, because you never know. It could be you. It could be you. It could be someone by your side. Buy your ticket. Buy as many tickets as possible. The truth is that the more tickets you buy, the higher your chances of winning. And then by the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock hour, I will have my first draw. And the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour, I will have my final draw. You can also use the USSD code *347 *880 *6 hash. That's *347 *880 *6 hash. I look forward to seeing you win. Having said that, the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock conversation, I am particularly looking forward to. I believe there is no lay down template on how you grieve. But then, looking for love again when your spouse is yet to be buried is really a cause for concern. It's been trending. A certain man posted on a group stating that he was 41 years old with no kids, a widower, and he's looking for a single Christian sister to mingle with. And then trust Nigerians. See, you think FBI know how to work. You think DSS know how to work. You think MI6, they know how to work. You think, what's the American own? CIA, they know how to work. Have you seen Nigerians on the internet, the way they fish information, the way they search for information, the way they do investigation and investigative journalism needs to be studied. They went to find a picture of his late wife, the obituary poster like this, stating that she's to be buried on the first week of August. Brother has not buried late wife. Brother is already looking to mingle. And that is why I will be asking today, how long can be classified as appropriate for one to grieve a deceased spouse and move on to find love again? Now, don't reply yet. 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour, we will enter that conversation. So let's begin with the first one, shall we?
Different ideologies
and different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
right, welcome back. The holiday season is here. And one thing I like about the holidays is it affords us the opportunity to bond with family, relax, and also have fun. One of the activities some people, some families engage in during the holidays is Netflix and chilling, or probably visiting the cinemas to see new movies. While it may seem fun and exciting, one wonders if it will be all solely hinged on entertainment, or if there are other benefits derived. Let's take it back to some 10, 20, 15, and even 30 years ago. When you sat down to watch a movie, you were not scared about a lot of things. Yes, the movies had censorship. The following program is rated 18. It is not to be by viewers younger than 18. The following movie, parental supervision is advised. Now, the following movie is rated PG-13. Parental supervision is advised. And some parents that knew to follow those strict rules would not let their children watch some of these movies. There were a lot of turned down, the message was passed, but then we didn't have to see a lot of things. You will not be watching movies with your elders. And then before you know it, they are doing forward. Piam, 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 piam. Or they are saying, oh yeah, go to your room. Because they were pretty safe and there were lessons to be learned. In fact, for some of us, after we saw a movie with our parents, they would ask us, so what did you learn from this movie? I remember seeing the movie from Grace to Grass, talking about a very popular pastor who at some point, the Spirit of God entered his head so much so that he began to do rubbish outrightly. And then one day, he goes to his church and didn't find a member. And it was as if rapture had taken place and he was not among the number. In fact, he just started, before he knew it, he started doing phone. He said he was going to divorce his wife and get married to some other lady who was dressing in skimpy attire to the church. And then he was climbing on the pulpit, say, someone Lord, say yeah. Everybody shout yeah. Someone tell Lord amen. Everybody shout amen. And I was asked, what did you learn from this movie? And I simply said, the grace of God indeed will abound, but the love of many will wax cold. I was thinking deep. So this is how somebody can fall like this and crash. And it was not just about spirituality, it was in every area of your life. So at some point you were taught humility or humility, as I would like to say. You watch this other movie, you see how you should not get involved in secret cults or use blood money or do blood money. You watch this one, you see how, what's her name, Lebechi or Patience Ozoko will be so wicked. She will go diabolical, she will do this and do that. And at the end of the day, it will backfire and she will now confess. I repent. I was the one that poisoned your sister. I was the one that poisoned your brother. Hey. This kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you were learning something. So you were learning not to do some of these things. You were learning that good will eventually pay. You were learning that if you were the maltreated daughter or the maltreated stepdaughter or the maltreated domestic help, you could rise again. You were taught that no condition is permanent. And all that. Now, the argument for some of us is that the movies produced years ago had more to offer than simply entertainment. Yes, they will get you glued to your TV screen, whether it was black or white or colored TV. Before we started using plasma, then LCD, and now we have what we call, what's this one now? Ultra what? 4K and all the HD and the rest of them. They'll get you glued. They thought moral values. What is it like today? Or how true is this argument? Because I've seen a lot of productions lately. I've seen a lot of 2025 movies. I have seen some from 2024. I have seen from 2023. And at the end of the day, I asked myself, did I just waste 2 hours of my life? I asked myself, so at the end of the day, what is the overall message? I saw a movie, Kwam's Money, some days back. And it was centered around internet fraudsters, scams, and all of that. And yes, the production was good. Folarin Falana, that's Falz the bad guy, was the lead actor, with his accents that he used to do and all of that. Everything was good. Top, as in, Tony Tones was there, Nsekwe Tim was there, William Suchemba was there, Michelle Odede was there, what's this guy's name now? The late Fubara was also there. Quality actors, quality production. But I struggled to understand the moral lesson. Because it seemed like head of cyber security at some point had to enter into some kind of deal with a criminal to be able to catch the bigger criminal. And it sort of seemed like all of these things are now glorified. Someone making quick money and throwing the money up and down in the air and saying, Inakwana, can you take cash for squander? And I said, would I sit and watch this movie with my young adults or with my children? Now, I'm not the only one overthinking it. I shared the movie to someone else. And the person asked, you have movies? I say, yes. I get my flash drive and shared the movie. And it was just, okay, yeah, okay. What was why did they produce this movie? What was this movie? Okay, was it supposed to hit box office? Because now everybody is looking to gather revenue. That's why we would be sitting down and having a conversation about how a tribe called Judah garnered over how many billion naira at the cinema, or how this movie made it to top this on the list. Beyond the revenue generated, beyond making it to number 1 on most viewed on Netflix and all of that, what morals are there to be offered? So again, I ask, are there still morals to be learned from movies? Or is it now purely entertainment? Do you think the current set of movie producers consider how much impact their movies have on the younger generation? Beyond them looking at the movie and knowing how to dress, or knowing how to do this, or knowing how to know the latest slang and swag, and saying things like, what was that one? Achalugo, I'm going to marry you. Odogo, please. Beyond all of that, anything else? Anything to pick out? Any lessons to be learned? The what to do and what not to do? Or it's just profiting that they are all after? Let's talk. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number for your WhatsApp and Telegram messages is 0809 030 6416. Again, 0809 030 6416. Remember, on X, we are at Nigeria Info PH, and our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Go there, watch me live, but most importantly, be a part of the conversation by dropping your comments in the comment section, and I look forward to reading those comments. Again, the numbers are 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809 030 6416. On Facebook, Alero Weneka says, some movies are just for entertainment, but there is still some that have good morals. That is why it is called entertainment. Now, this is not just a Nollywood movies. Have you seen the Bollywood movies? Yes. The movies, you will have to sit close to 3 hours to watch a lot of And a lot of bisha that does not just make sense, because I don't know who does the final edit of those movies or who told them that it was okay for someone to fly from here. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But you get what I'm saying. 3 hours, 2 hours, the average 1 hour 30 minutes. Do you even have that time? Do you have that patience to see a movie through? And when you eventually see the movie to completion, do you come to what conclusion do you come to? Do you feel like, hi, I should just wasted my time? Or, all right, it was good for the comic relief. As some of the movies produced now, things that you can sit and watch with your family members, knowing that, this movie, okay, family members, with your partner. You know how sometimes you've been discussing something with your partner and then they argue, and then you see a movie and the movie just helps you buttress your point. And you're just so glad that, thank God, say my wife follow me watch this film today. Or thank God, say my husband follow me watch this film today. So that he will see. He say, hey, you did see him? Shebi, I told you. You have seen it. Or you guys are analyzing how beautiful because it seems like you're putting together a stellar cast where everybody is looking all prim and proper and so fine and spotless, dressing so glam, showing wealth and luxury. Like I said, I may be overthinking it. Favor from Eche, welcome to the sunny side. Hello, Favor.
Hello.
Favor, can you hear me?
Yes, ma.
All right, Favor, talk to me. Favor. I don't know what happened. I mean, this has been going on for quite some time now, and okay. So Bright on WhatsApp says, in my opinion, the only thing the current Nigerian movies portray to young minds is how to appear extremely sexy as a lady and also partying without stop. How to appear extremely and partying without stop. Brightener from Woji. How many movies have you seen recently? Because you have to be speaking from experience. You didn't just say, you had to have seen a movie recently to be able to draw some kind of conclusion. And I'm not saying that we don't have good movies, but what makes for a good movie in this day and time? When you go to the cinemas, to see those movies at the cinema is not even cheap. You're going to spend on the average 3,000, 4,000, students with ID card. If you go on a weekday, you will spend, if you go on a weekend, I think you spend higher on a weekend, right? If on a weekday, you spend higher. When you sit down and you say you are buying your popcorn and your drink, and by the time we get to the end of would you indeed say that, you did not waste your money? Or what do you seek to find in movies? I think we should start from that one. What do you seek to find in movies? You just need something to... I know some people that use movies to sleep. When they are battling with insomnia and they're trying to sleep, they just put a movie. And by the time the movie gets to like 20-something minutes, they slept. Would you classify them as people who have seen a movie? Would you say, it's because of the production? Or would you say it's because of the content? They fell asleep because the movie clearly had nothing to offer. You can't be watching something really interesting and you're falling asleep. Eli Happiness, the truth is, before now, when I was a kid, there was a movie I watched that affected my life till date. The movie made me refuse staying with anyone after my mom passed on since 2002. Then I was just 14 years old. Till now, I have been my boss, even though I also see the disadvantage of that, but I'm very happy I did. Are you a male or female? Eli, right? Eli Happiness. What was it about the movie that made you refuse to stay with somebody? There has to be something. What was the premise of the movie? What was the plot like? Did they say that if you go and stay with somebody, they are going to treat you badly and all? Was that the reason you refused staying with anyone? Again, the numbers 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. You can also try the number 0817-923-0009. That is 0817-923-0009. Again, on X at Nigeria Info PH, and Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. This one says, good afternoon, Mrs. Walu. What we are looking at today is a great deal of concern. In fact, it has eaten deep into the fabric of our dear Nollywood. As far as I'm concerned, the Nollywood have done the damage in the last 10 years. No morals, no messages, no good storyline, just an outright barrenness of knowledge. Yes, maybe entertainment. There's something that put us out there. Certainly not entertainment. Right now, we really don't have it, and it is disgraceful. Bright from Omok. Are there still morals to be learned from movies, or it's now purely entertainment, cruise? What else do we used to say? Do you think the current set of movie producers consider how much impact their movies have on the younger generation beyond profiting financially from movie production? Nigeria Info, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, my sister, Mrs. Wallo.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you with me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? I am so sorry. I am so sorry about the phone lines. Maybe you should try calling the WhatsApp number. I think the phone lines are acting up. How about the WhatsApp number? Someone says, I'm a guy. The guy in the movie lost the mom and was rejected and maltreated by the stepmom. And even the aunt, everyone dealt with the guy. I was watching this movie and I was crying then. You're a guy. Yes, we used to cry in movies. Trust me, we did. We did. I did. I would see a typical, what's this called now? What's this lady's name? Nkiru Sylvanus, the one they call Cry Baby in Nollywood. You remember the movie now? Eboma Sirigi? Yeah. And I would literally see all this lady has been suffering and I would be crying my eyes out like this. Somebody would have to tap you and say, Denise, it's a film, it's movie. It's not a real life story. I say, I know it's film now, but to think that someone can actually be going through this in real life, you reach to cry now. They say, that's how life is. I'm like, people used to suffer like this. So, Nigerian Info, good afternoon.
Yes, Denise, I called back. It's Odili Ifeanyi.
Odili Ifeanyi, I want to understand something. What happened the other time? I couldn't hear you after a while.
Yes, it's the network. I think you should reboot your phone.
Okay. We'll try to do that. Thank you so much. Go ahead, please.
You're welcome. Okay, thank you very much. So I think the movie that young lady saw that made her to stay with somebody is the movie titled Angel.
Okay.
And that movie was very touching. In the movie, the girl's parents died. So they became orphans at a very early age. And then, before you know it now, an auntie came along and took them in. So Tony Umez was their uncle, very caring, showing them so much love. But anything he gives to them, the woman will be so grateful in front of him as soon as he just leaves. Wow. The woman will beat them up and send them inside.
You really watch film, Shao?
I saw it. So I think what Nollywood is doing now is a far cry from the job they did in the past. Nollywood really did a wonderful job before they became Nollywood. Sure, the stock of actors and actresses we have now, nothing to write home about, I'm sorry to say. I know there are some of the movies they act that try to teach a moral lesson, but the damage is already done. Now look at our women. Nollywood has spoiled our young ladies. If you don't have money, flashy cars, and wealth, they will not listen to you. Now, Nollywood is trying to change the narrative. It was them that brought us to this point. Now look at it. Now they don't want to make it look as if maybe the rich can still marry the poor. But they taught the people, the young women especially, they taught them that if a young man is not wealthy, nothing, no way.
What about the Hollywood? What about the Hollywood movies? Let me give you a particular example. Have you seen the Fast and Furious franchise, the movie?
Yes, I have.
From that one. What was the last one that we are waiting for? To the next one? I think the next one comes out next year.
Before Paul Walker died.
No, there's one that the last one they shot it was as if Vin Diesel died.
Fast 8.
Fast 8. Is it Fast 8? I can't remember now, but I know we are waiting for the next one to know what moral lesson is in Fast and Furious.
Zero.
Okay. What about? I mean, I have been a huge fan. I have been a huge fan of James Bond all my life, and there is no James Bond movie I haven't seen. From the one, what was this guy's name? All of them that ever acted, Sean Connery, and Rogers, and I have seen. What is the moral lesson inside James Bond? Who always get attracted to women.
No, you have to shoot people properly. You have to shoot well.
How to shoot well? But hey, I'm not in MI6. I'm not in CIA. I'm not fighting crime here.
All that bullshit.
But people, language, please.
So for me, Dennis, what I accept in Nigerian movie productions now, you see, Mr. Ibu, oh God, Sam Loco.
Oh, you're the comedy kind of somebody.
Okay. All those movies, Charles Inoje, Charles Okafor, people like that, when they act, you get to laugh.
Okay. So if you're looking for comic relief, it's Paul Walker, not Vin Diesel. Have you seen the most recent Fast and Furious? Paul Walker died in real life. I'm saying in the most recent Fast and Furious, Van Diesel or it's Vin Diesel, yeah. Vin Diesel, we don't know whether in that one he died or he survived. Is in the next one we know. That's what I mean. I know what I'm saying. And yes, it's a cry for help. Please, I'm not a lady, I'm a man. Okay. Thank you. And this one says, as a writer and producer who has had some measure of success, I found it laughable and insulting when people who are not even my target audience try to police what I write and produce. For instance, I write and produce content for women age 18 plus, and I say that clearly. I write for heterosexual women who think like me and have the same questions I had when I was younger. So tell me why my careless or irresponsible excuse for a parent will be getting angry with me that my content contains scenes or language that are unsuitable for their 14-year-old. What is my book doing in the hands of their young child or teenager who doesn't live in my house? Why do they think they can control me, a full adult, and what I put out, when they cannot control or mentor the minor that lives under their roof? Like Rihanna said, I am not your child's role model. In fact, I go further to say only 2 categories of persons in this world have any right to expect me to be a role model. They are my child and the man I choose to have the child with. Anybody else should go and learn how to be a good parent to their own child and stop outsourcing their child-rearing responsibilities to people you don't even know, just because the strangers are famous. If the child in your house is looking to some celeb or actor they don't even know to be their role model, you have failed as a parent. Anonymous sent that in also. I never found all those old Nollywood movies that glorified suffering of women, whether it's from poverty or unfaithful husband's life, to be insulting and reductive. There is nothing moral or wonderful about them. That's why I started writing what I wanted to see. Anyone who doesn't like what they see should change channel or write their own. After all, there are many podcasts that make it seem as if you carry your spouse abroad from Nigeria, they will do you dirty. But in real life, there are Nigerian couples living abroad who have been married for double-digit years, who are not cheating or being abusive or taking each other for granted. It depends on where you go for information. Someone says, I watch Fast and Furious for the entertainment. And yes, to be honest, I want to see the action. I want to see how, what's this guy's name? Is it Tyrese Gibson, right? And Ludacris and the rest, how they are going to outsmart this. But then again, most times in all of them I have seen, they had to do something illegal. Is that what I want my children to be exposed to? Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon, DD.
Good afternoon.
Tinke Daniel Limogator Zako.
You're welcome, Tinke Daniel.
Talking about films and all that. Let me just say what I don't like about Nollywood. Yes, what I don't like about Nollywood is that this, that they say that the world is not balanced. This is what I see in Nollywood. Those that started it before they get that Nollywood, I know they borrowed from Hollywood. Let me ask you now. You know about Obi Okoli? You know him? Hello?
I'm with you.
Do you know Obi Okoli? You
No.
don't? That's what you're saying. Those that started it in the year 70s now, yes. And that was the NCA on some programs like that. So, and another one is that I don't like actors who act big men all the time, like Pete Dokie and the other Yoruba guy. Acting should be acting. You can act big at times and act poor man at times. This is the reason why I love Okorofia. And the name of the other guy. Not every time.
And by the way, I just googled Obi Okoli. I know the guy, but I don't know him. I didn't know him by his name.
I the one that started it.
Okay, thank you so much. They're presenting Nigerian movies don't thrill me. I see everything as acting and can predict the end. Pastor Ogu Igruta. At the end of the day, it may seem dicey hoping that your child will learn a lot from the movies, from storybooks, as the case may be. I think most times what these movies should be, we could use them as some form of reinforcement, more like buttressing our point, what we have stated clearly. When we say these movies are mirror of what the larger society, they mirror what the larger society is all about. You are the larger society. I am the larger society. Every one of us, listening, contributing, talking, we are the larger society. Who are we really? My name is Denise Denniswaller. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. Up next is Trending Stories and then some recorded programs thereafter. And Sunnyside continues. Stay tuned.